The campus lovebirds continued almost a year and a half since their graduation. Life had started to change slightly. In between the struggles of trying to find employment and stipends to keep life on course, their relationship was becoming slightly harder to manage. According to Steve, there had been some sort of silent treatment the last time he and Happer had met. "We weren't on the same page before she left," Steve said. "Before last week, it had been a fortnight. No text, no phone call, no email, nothing at all, just maximum silence. The kind of silence that doesn't even exist in a graveyard." Steve says he tried reaching out, but Happer didn't pick any of his calls. Text messages went unanswered. He tried using different phones numbers to reach out, but his voice seems to scare her off like a mouse that has spotted a cat at the opposite corner of the room. It hit him so hard that he felt the need to walk in on her at her workplace just to say a word. Like anyone in his position, Steve felt and still feels that he needs some sort of explanation. Eyes nearly pouring down, his voice lowered to a tone he never thought he even had. They sat in the pantry at Happer's workplace. After close to half an hour of pouring his heart out, asking questions that went unanswered, she finally opened her lips to say a few words. "Are you done?" she asked. "Yes," Steve said in response. "Now you can leave so I can get back to work." Speechless and perplexed, Steve stumbled through the door before crushing shoulders with a beautiful receptionist, who he didn't have the guts to apologize to given the circumstances. "However, I spared a minute to check into the washrooms to cleanse my face before finding my way to the elevator, but like bad days would have it, power went off while I was still in there. Almost 2 minutes later, the backup generator saved the day when it started running. I almost blamed it on Yumim for my bad day." An emotional Steve narrates. Bemused and lost, he turned off his phone before bargaining for a Boda ride to Night's Rage. Should ring a bell for those that watched the series October Road. "I couldn't afford getting back to my part-time work, later on have lunch, or pour a glass of water down my sore throat. I just wanted to lay dead asleep in my bed until my eyes would close no more," Steve recounts. 2 hours of vague and fuzzy thoughts. He still couldn't fall asleep, yet even his best playlist sounded like a Katangakama track being played in a club. It just didn't suit the mood. I retreated to my carpet, turned on the television to watch one of the best movies of all time, The Notebook. However, with a hurting heart, he fell asleep while on the floor. It was about 7:20 p.m. when his neighbor Usher walked in on him, still asleep on that less comfortable floor. She reached out for check lisu that was hanging on his blue plastic chair to cover him, and that's when he woke up in the process. "Oh, sorry for waking you up. I just wanted to cover this on you, so the mosquitoes don't bite you," she said. Feeling a little bit small about himself, in a pair of shorts and a vest, he sat down. "Gad, I can't believe I was dead asleep for almost 2 hours," he remarked. While she closed the windows and drew the door curtains, she asked about what movie he was watching before he fell at peace. "The best love movie ever, The Notebook," he said before asking her that they re-watch it together. "Hope you don't have plans already?" Steve asked with a slight desperation in his voice. "It's okay. I just need to go back and lock my door," Usher said. Together they sat and enjoyed the 2-hour-long movie as they talked about what had transpired in each other's day. But of course his story was more captivating, and Usher felt so sorry for him. Meanwhile, given the length of the flick, Steve had ordered for 2 pieces of Rolex from his usual guy. Upon delivery of the quick meal, Usher offered to prepare him a cup of tea, having shared his relationship troubles. "Despite the few laughters we had shared during the course of the movie, I still had a moody face by the time it ended," Steve added. At close proximity, Usher asked, "Steve, are you going to be fine?" "I don't even know," he emotionally answered before reclining his head on her shoulder, and a few seconds later, the two were ogling at each other, and in a moment, they were lip-locked. And then Yumim flipped the switch. Hi everyone, this is Robert K. Circles. Thank you so much for tuning into the podcast today. I really appreciate you taking the time to listen. I hope you enjoyed this story. If you did, I'd be incredibly grateful if you could take a moment to subscribe to the podcast so you don't miss any future episodes. Give us a like on your favorite podcast platform. Leave a comment letting us know what you thought. We love hearing your feedback. And if you know someone who might enjoy the show, please share it with them. Your support means the world to me and helps us reach more listeners. Thanks again for being a part of the Robert K. Circles community. Until next time, take care.